Okie dokie, there's no easy way of doing this. I'm just going to do it. It might be quite long, it might be quite short. I don't know. Hopefully you enjoy it. I've just woken up, so my voice is very throaty. We're just going to look at some classifieds on eBay. I used to do this with some good friends of mine years ago, even just as a casual, just see what's about, what the prices are, the condition. Unfortunately, I might not go into detail of some of them as you might like. I haven't had a quick look a day or two ago. I used to have a good habit of browsing eBay quite a lot, but I had a brief look a couple of days ago. There's one or two I definitely want to show. But for the most part, this is going to be random, see what's available. We're going to look at, say, some Japanese imports over in UK. Chevrolet seems to be very popular. I mean, I remember typing it, got 433 results. I definitely remember typing in a few years ago Chevrolet, and you'd probably only find about 10. 13 results. So it's quite interesting to see so many American cars over here, and in some very nice condition. Not saying I'd ever buy anything like that, but it's definitely nice to see it. Might look at some like British classics, Japanese imports. I don't know if I said that. Some beating drift cars. Ultimately, I still would like my channel to be a car channel and car focused. I haven't forgotten, even though I haven't messed around with cars in a good while. I've got some things to do with my Sylvia coming up. But anyway, I thought we'll just go through here. So I'm just going to go over. So I hope you enjoy, grab a cup of tea or something, that sort of thing. No gaming content on this video. We got an El Camino. This is another El Camino. I looked at another. There's a few on this. Probably the second one I've seen. Yeah, there's the other one down here as well. I'm not so knowledgeable on my American cars, so I'm not going to be able to say too much. I don't really intend to say too much. Other than they used to be enormous. There's definitely a few American cars in like my town, but they used to stand out quite a lot. But recently, in the last few years, they definitely don't. These are definitely more like a pickup. Seen these on like sort of wow, God, what was it called? I used to love it, Roadkill on YouTube. I think that got taken down, or it got Motor Trend disappeared. I don't know. They had something great there, and they ruined it. But this is interesting to see. Is that 10 grand? 5.7 liter. No idea. I'm sure. I'm sure it's slow as anything. This is definitely what I took a look at. The Chevrolet Chevelle, and it was this Camaro. This Camaro is so nice. So nice. This is the other Camino I was looking at. I don't know what's a fair price for any of this. I have no idea. We'll go on to some Japanese stuff, as I say, in a moment. See what's available. We'll just have a look here. That's new. Barn find. It certainly looks like a barn find. Ideally, I'd like another MX-5 for the channel. I'd like another dirt bike or two for the channel. As well as I need a van and a few other things, but we'll gloss over it. Chevy Malibu. Wow, that's nice. Wow, at least from my standpoint anyway. Corvette. I'm surprised actually. There was a C5 Corvette on here. It was very expensive. Yeah, I didn't really get that. The Corvair. Maybe it's a different model I'm thinking of. But so some of these I've looked at already. I looked at this the other day, and I thought this would be quite interesting to actually do a video on. We've got another Camino. That's random. This is what I'm saying. A few years ago, we wouldn't have had any of this for sale, like the pickups and especially some of this older stuff. I've never really seen it before. It's got the second 18 replica there. Oh wow, what is going on there? And we've got pages of this stuff. I won't go too far into this. C10. I did have a soft spot from the C10s from Roadkill, but it's just not viable over here. If I had too much money, for sure. Wait, and a newer Corvette's 38 grand. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? That C5 still around. Maybe they're collectible. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at Bel Air. Okay, we should probably look at some of these. That's nice. C7. Yeah, I don't know. C69. Got some interesting choices up here. I mean, as uncomfortable as the Sylvia is to drive on British roads, I can imagine these are no different. There are roads and traffic system just isn't designed for some of these bigger, older cars, for sure. That's nice. I quite like that. Yeah, that's nice. It's been really well taken care of. I don't know if that's a stock motor. I assume it's going to be. It's going to be something like that. I've always liked some of these naturally aspirated builds that do 12.5K. I don't know if that's good, but someone's obviously taking good care of it. I guess in theory, I'm kind of advertising these, but whatever. Not really my intention. We're just browsing. I'm trying to think of what store this is. I don't know what this. I don't know how you get involved in a lot of these car meetups. So I can't tell if this is like natural wear or if this has been intended. I feel like looking at a lot of the scuff marks here, it's all kind of been intended, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know. It looks a little bit too intended. I don't know how to describe it. I guess the best way is sort of trying too hard, but it's very nice nonetheless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm shocked we see any of this stuff over here. Don't tell me that actually spins. You know that actually spins. Yeah, it does. Oh my days. Oh my days. The man's actually got the Gran Turismo platform on his driveway. That's quite funny. I've never seen that before. Well, this is all turning into all sorts of that's nice. 38K. I saw a C5. Maybe it's because it's rare for like 150 grand. That's a ridiculous amount. That's nice. I always had a soft spot for these as a kid, but you kind of realize that how heavy these vehicles actually are and how underpowered they actually are, and it's a style point. It looks great. It looks fantastic. This is cool. I've definitely seen these before. This is supercharged. Yeah, I don't know. Super nice, but definitely a car that's out of its element being over here. You got that. Oh man, this is cool. But yeah, like it, as I said before, the Sylvia feels for sure out of its element. Oh my word! I mean, that would be awesome. I'd love to drive something like that. I'd love to drive something Pro Street. Yeah, that's the one. And Pro Mod's one of my favorite classes in drag racing. MOT exempt, taxes free. Oh, oh, well, there you go. You can have some fun with that. Let's close that. Yeah, this is cool. Is this again? Is this the same thing? Is this Chevelle? Is it a newer one? I'm not too sure. I said my knowledge of American cars isn't so good, and I probably shouldn't have opened with this, but I guess it's more interesting because I say we don't really have much of this over here, so it's interesting to see such a variation for sale. That's for sure. 300ZX you had to get that in there as well. It is a nice one, to be fair. Kind of going for an interior. Yeah, this guy looks like he's got quite a nice shop, but I guess that's not what we're really meant to be looking at. A lot of these, as you would expect for the price, they've been taken care of. Now this was cool. This was cool. He's even got a video for us. I think there's a video of another one as well. Yeah, I think the volume's max. Very nice. Now, I don't know if this is a bit of an illusion, but I kind of came across the idea that this was, particularly in the car parking space, which are tiny in the UK, that this actually comes across small, and I realised I thought this would be your typical big muscle car, but this is actually looking, I'd argue, similar to the Silvia in terms of size or in terms of scale. I could be wrong, but it definitely doesn't look as a big car as I ever thought they were, particularly compared to some of the others we've just looked at. This is looking very tidy. I kind of looked at this and I was like, why would you sell it? I get it, money. I get it. But, like, I don't know if it's got imported like this. It could well have done. So someone else did this over in the States. The embroidered cam covers would kind of lead me to believe that is probably the case. But, yeah, I don't know. It's really, really nice vehicle. I guess it's got that same thing as I just said. It's kind of not really something you can use that often, particularly only a few times a year, if that. And if you haven't got a show or anything to take it to, it's kind of just driving around for the sake of driving around. We've definitely got a murder wagon with that. Looking at that, I'm not really so sure. This is like the second one of these on here. I don't really know. I think it like appeals to like the VW crowd. I think that sort of rat rod. I mean, someone, oh my days, flaw in that. Someone actually bothered to import this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't get shots of the inside. Maybe they just got shots of the outside. Wait, is the sheen just from being wet? It is, isn't it? Because I was initially like, oh, it looks quite good there, but it's the rain. It's the rain making it look shiny. That's a bit weird. I don't know. That would need a lot of work, I'd say. There's actually someone sitting in it. It legit seems to be a barn find for whatever reason. It's got all the cobwebs and everything. Hasn't cleaned any of it. Good dose of mold. Just wipe that down. No one will be the wiser. The only thing I remember with these is the Clarkson episode, and he just says that RS stands for Rally Sport. I kind of still don't know if that's true, but that's just really funny. And it's kind of a car out of its element. I could see someone like these are cool. I always like modifying these on like the sort of not Need for Speed. I was always more like a Midnight Club. I think this sort of Malibu. Whether I've seen some like drag racing versions, maybe like the shell of this car. Plus, obviously, it looks very Sylvia-like, particularly this back quarter panel. It's got probably a bit of a longer door. You'd think that's the seal, but that's actually the door, so I don't know what they're trying to show there. Nice dent. Is that on the boot? I can't tell what that is. Oh, wow. That picture, though. That's pretty cool. Someone will love that. Arizona import, no idea. Yeah, 350, man. Yeah, that would be cool. Someone's gonna love that. I know my old friends would absolutely be sort of his dream to have something like that and do it up and have it as like a sort of project. Yeah, signal pickup we just saw before. This is the one I originally saw, and that's why I said there's quite a few of these. I don't really know. Lady on a Corsair. I've always thought these were cool, but then I looked at this one and I just thought it looked so dated, so maybe not. Maybe it's just the modified ones I've seen. If this is sort of a standard spec, it's actually looks very nice and classic. This I couldn't even describe. I don't even know. You should argue maybe some of these I should look at the description, whatever. I guess maybe if it's intriguing enough. We've obviously got the bullet holes, but you've been kept for patina, and obviously some of them have gone through it. I guess it says a story, but at the same time, it's kind of worrying. I think he said there's no documentation for that one, so it's obviously something, a bit of a murder car or something going on there. Get your wagon. Tried hard. I think you're gonna need a bigger engine than that. These are all, ironically, I think these are all like small blocks. The Dynamite, oh, that sounds about right. Which will probably make sense, probably due to importing regulations and other things. But yeah, that's definitely going to be underpowered, I think, is the light way of putting it. Classic JDM. Oh, we've got PS13. Wait, what? Because I look, oh, it's a new listing. I said I look for these pretty regularly to see what's going on. And that has been quite a nice one. I think it's sold. It was in desperate need of TLC, but it needed paintwork and a bit of tidying up, and it would have been a really nice example. Wow, this guy's collection though. A Supra, you got like a fucking max power, like Civic, Mark 1 Focus. You got like, is that like an Evo 6 or 7, that sort of era? Maybe 5, I can't remember. About 6 or 7, I think. Then you got like a 22B looks of things. It's like an S14 or something. God damn, you got everything. And then there's something else back here as well. When you have too much money and enough space to store shit. I'm gonna say it, by many standards, that livery is fucking horrific. The paint's actually really nice, even though you're trying to sort of rip off a Bo Moon a bit, which I'd be very careful of trying to do that, because this has been done pretty poorly. It's even got like the interior. Wait, so it's got like the cage, but it's still got like the soft interior, and it's been upgraded to 5-stud. And it's got arches, I think, on the back of it, and you've got different lights. Got some ridiculous wing for some reason. Yeah, not a fan. I don't mind the body kit. I just don't like this wing is just ridiculous, and it's not doing anything. I don't get the livery thing either. It looks awful, absolutely awful. But that's me. It's got standard seats. The fuck? Bolt-in cage, which has been actually done quite nicely. That's immaculate underneath. That's cleaner than mine, and mine's pretty much brand new. So that's weird. That's like someone's got like a really clean example, spent a lot of money doing this to it, and then they're selling it or something. He's obviously got a bit of a max power theme, so maybe this guy likes sort of just power play. Yeah, maybe he just likes turning his cars into like max power or something, and that's just a bit of a weird one. No offense, it's just that's kind of cooked on quite a few different levels. Wow, 300ZX is 14.5K. Really? I think they were quite cheap a few years ago, but they notoriously got a lot of problems. I wouldn't want to touch the engine with a fucking barge pole. Hey, swap. There was a nice DC2 actually on here the other day. Wow, it's 2000, 15K. I would not pay that. Same with the Civics. Like, they just blow up. They just fucking they're fucked. They're fucked. Absolutely fucked. If you buy a VTEC Civic, like a B series or whatever it is, K series, and you can enjoy it without it blowing up, cool. You are very lucky. No, I mean, just about literally all of them now are absolutely ruined. They've been broken and repaired, and then slap it together and sell it before it breaks again. I'm actually surprised there's still... I don't see many Type Rs now. This is very clean. And I suspect they paid nothing for this as well, but I'll get onto that when we see it. Well, compared to the American muscle car, this is a pretty dreary looking list, I'll be honest. Not much exciting, but to be honest, this has been the case now for a while now of Japanese cars. I think the Americans generally, you could argue, we've already had the best of what was. People are hanging on to stuff now because prices have gone up. But I also think that the Americans are probably getting a lot of the better stuff, and it's higher priced, obviously. So, but for I'd say about 10 or so years, we generally had some really nice cars, and we have got some lovely cars. Examples over in the UK, people have already gotten obviously looked after. I don't know what's with these 10 grand plus EP3s, man. They're fucking crazy. They're actually fucking crazy, you know. And it's 76,000 miles. Yeah, you're fucking crazy. It's done. It's done, mate. It's done. Who the fuck? You gonna spend 14 grand on a fucking car that's gonna fucking blow up the second time you take it to a track day? Get real. Get absolutely real. Subarus have increased so much. It's actually crazy. And I've always been quite annoyed how much Evos are, but that's been a thing for a while. If you look at rallying videos, like amateur rallying videos in like Europe for the last 10 years, it's had like Polish rally drivers and stuff writing off Evos left, right, and center. And now, because they were cheap, now they're, well, cheaper. Now they're all like 20 grand plus. Yeah, it's unaccessible. They've all been broken or blown up and ruined. Now it's all that sort of, anything that's left is kind of collectible. This is also expensive for a super. I can't really see myself, obviously different strokes for different folks, but I can't see myself, for example, like willing to pay 20 grand for like this Subaru, or 17 grand apparently for this. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's not worth it at all. You can argue it's different. It's down to, I'd say, personal opinion, but in my personal opinion, it's just not worth it. And then you got stuff like this, and they're asking 9 grand, and yeah, it's got 30,000 miles, but just get real, mate. You know, my prices are probably old, but 3 grand for the bus. Taken because I said these two, and I was looking at them, particularly these two. Price of this, without looking at 75,000 miles, Pro Drive Scooby, you're probably looking at just shy of 11 grand, maybe 10, 11. As for an old one, 1999 V-Reg, if it's in good condition, it doesn't need rust or anything like that. Don't know what V6 means. Oh wait, STI V6, is that actually like an engine? Whatever, we'll go on what it is. 114,000 miles. 7.5, 8. If it's a collectible version for some reason, maybe a bit more, but I don't think you'd break 10. I think 6.5 would probably be an easy sell. Basically take out the 1 there. Probably the same with this as well. Take out the 1, and that's probably more a realistic price. Super inflated. I would not want to. This was all right, actually. This was all right. Kind of thing I wouldn't mind to buy again. Something that's probably a bit more done, and I can work my magic on it. The MX-5 was so easy. So easy. Wow, yeah, the results are absolutely catastrophic. You can go to quite a lot of dealers over here, and I'm sure it's the same in like Australia and stuff, and you'll find these like Japanese people carriers everywhere, and yet no one seems to buy them. They just sit in dealerships. And they're nice, but no, you just don't see them driving around. No one really buys them. They just randomly turn up to some like Japanese car, like meets or something, and that's about it. It's just a Starlet. It is a Starlet. It's nice actually. It's quite different. I've not really seen much. I'd probably avoid the Nova looking front end, because everyone's just going to call it a Nova over here. And again, you don't really see those. It's just reasonably possible that seat's been patched. Holy shit. Yeah, 8.5, that's not bad. A lot of fun there. RX-7 top mount, we got another max power special. Yeah, I saw this. I feel like, that other steering wheel was very questionable. They usually get the version being fake. This steering wheel could be another one. I think I looked at this the other day and I thought that's a fake steering wheel. Is the fuel filter always meant to be up here? I've got one of those for the PS because it was said to get a 300ZX fuel filter. It's kind of an upgrade. Whether it is or not, I don't know. It's obviously bigger. Ah, he's selling both of them. We looked at the muscle car before. There you go. That is quite nice. I wouldn't buy it. It needs lowering or different wheels or something. It's a bit. I've sat in one of these actually. It's like no space in them. I don't know if I would even fit. You've got a Sora next to it. You didn't really see any Soras there. I might have to give that a type. I assume it's a real original colour, but I'm not too sure. They used to be very cheap a few years ago. You used to be able to pick up one of these for like 2 to 3 grand, no problem. Twin turbo manual. But I think they've since gone up quite a bit. Yeah, 17.5. I think that's a little bit dreaming, if I'm honest. I think a lot of these people are dreaming. I don't think people are walking around with £20,000 in this era to spend on an old fucking Japanese car that needs work. Yeah, this was all rusty as. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I didn't actually look at this one. I looked at a different one. I'd be very wary of any DC2 around. There's quite a few over here, but they've all been shagged. MR2 quite nice. Is that the same body kit my friend had? No, I can't remember. He might have had something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long now. These are nice. They're slowly going up in value. I'd like to. I've always kind of liked to have had one really when the prices were right, but I'm still surprised they've not gone up that much. 11 grand. That's not bad. It's not bad. 96,000 miles. That's not bad at all. This is really clean. I remember looking at one pretty much exactly like this, but it had probably better wheels than this. Gosh, when would it have been? Probably like 2017, 2016, somewhere around there. So about 6-7 years ago. And it was in my town. It was unregistered and it had no MOT. It had just been freshly imported and it was on a classic website, which we might go and look at after this as well, see what's briefly on there. And they were asking just under 5 grand for it. And I remember looking at it, I was like, I should really buy that. I couldn't afford it at the time. Don't know if I even had the MX-5 at that point. I might have had the first one or just before it, I think. And it was on there for months. It was on there for like 2-3 months and then it sold. And then to be honest, I've not really seen one that clean since. And as I said, £5,000 back then. That was probably considered expensive, but that would have been really one of the best buys in a big long time. There weren't that many over here either, and there still isn't. But this is a really. I remember looking at this the other day. As I say, this is a very very clean example. I think they're asking too much. I don't think it's worth that at all. Again, probably take off the free. Take off the free. Released due to time wasters, mate. You're gonna get time wasters. Listing it for 37 grand. It's just, you're dreaming. You're fucking dreaming. Wrong website to advertise it at the end of the day. Completely wrong website. No one's gonna take you seriously on here asking for that much. Now this is a classic. It looks like, unfortunately, it should belong in the scrapyard. As these kind of shaped Scubaroos go, they don't really seem to last. That's nice. Actually, sticker's been. Generally looks pretty well looked after. I don't know if this one's been garaged most of its life. It possibly has. Yeah, that's definitely a lot cleaner than the average GC8. That's what they call it, isn't it? Yeah, GC8. that shape of Subaru. Actually, it's been imported. That's why fresh import. That's why it's so clean. Say, not many Subarus over here are rust free. They rust out over here very quickly. That's why we generally import still quite a lot of them, because they just get rotten with the roads and the salt and stuff. That's nice. I like that. I like the subtlety of the wheels. Always wanted to try an Evo. I felt like even when I was last driving the Silvia that an Evo might be a better choice, just purely because of the more sort of grip orientated style of it. But the prices are just out of my range. I think the price is out of anyone's range, really. It's kind of ridiculous. It's too much for an old car. It's too much. And RX-7s, again, these went up so quickly. No one wanted them. You could find like dog shells and blown rotary turbos left, right, and centre. No one really cared. And then like Hoonigan came along about 7 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever it was, and kind of ruined the market for basically anything that had a 1JZ or a 13B engine. It's just ruined. It's instantly prices are inflated, and I'd argue really we haven't really recovered since that era, to be honest. This stuff's not been cheap for a very long time. Seen quite a few nice RX-7s in my time over here. There's definitely some nice cars about. I used to see one on my drive to work every day. And even the other day I saw an S15 as well. I'm like, why are you daily driving an S15 for? You're just crazy. At like no point in English traffic, commuting traffic, will you probably go above like 50 miles an hour. And crawling and clutching and stuff all the way. It's just got to be... there's better things to use your sports car for than sitting in traffic. Well, they've certainly tried here. This is nice. It's similar. It's obviously a similar one to the GC8 we just looked at. I'm not too sure what the V6 is. I think it's something to do with the import. I can't remember. This person's had some nice cars for sale, actually. He had a really nice couple of Silvias not long ago. Oh, I don't like those headlights. Oh, pardon me. I clicked on this because it's obviously a similar colour that mine was. One of a very similar style. I actually thought it might have been mine for a point. I think you said the engine's knackered, even though again you got similar. I mean, I'd argue that's very much my manifold, but whatever. Not much else is similar to mine though. Different roll cage and stuff, roll bar. But this would probably be what I'd buy for the channel if YouTube actually bothered to pay me. In short, which they just don't. I turned off. I actually, if anyone's still watching, thank you. I actually turned off or signed out. Went on to like incognito YouTube the other day. Oh my god, the toxicity and absolute, no other word for it, AIDS that is on the homepage for Twitch. Oh, Twitch for YouTube. Well, both of them, to be honest. When you're not signed in, you're not getting recommended stuff. Oh my god. And I was like, right, well, this is clearly why my channel's dead. People want to see absolute nobodies for some reason, so, you know, there we go. Yeah, dangerous. Let's move away before I get cancelled. Silvias have gone up a lot. Again, these people are like asking like this crazy money. It's crazy. Like a DE going for 16 grand. This crazy. I hope we see prices come down. Actually, let's be a bit more. I haven't really looked at the Unos. See, Unos above them all though haven't really gone up. Which is weird because everything else has. And yet these have still kind of stayed in like the £1,000 to to like 5 grand if you're lucky. No one's going to pay 5 grand for an MX5. It's stupid, unless it's turboed. And even then, you can probably pick up a turboed one for like 3 grand. I think if I was going to do it again, I'd either like it to be sort of the NA build I wanted, or probably ultimately just go turbo. I think I'd probably have the most fun looking at a turbo. This is cool. I like this kit. I'm not too sure about the wing, but it goes with it. It goes with it, with like the black roof and stuff. I thought this was nice. There's probably a catch somewhere, but you got the seats, you got the body kit. S14s, I think, are notoriously a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, it's a nice one. Oh, it's obviously got some... Wait a minute, what? Intake's down here. It's like a mini oracle. Yeah, it's been very smart. Someone's put some time into that. Let's put some time into that. And you got a nice manifold as well. We need to do some work on mine. I need to sort out the turbo, and it's all going to be a learning experience. I just can't be bothered, so I can't afford any of it. I can't afford to make it legal, even if I did do what I wanted to do. So there's no point. This is cool. There's actually a few turquoise ones randomly on here. I'm not too sure why. Not the passes, I assume this is inspection. It always amazes me, actually, the level that some of these people like actually have gone and built this and then taken it to drift events to then just stick it on eBay like 12 months later. It's got an RB in it. I just don't kind of get it. And I was at a point where I wanted to go and do some competing and stuff. I just think I quickly realized, kind of like with YouTube, it's kind of rigged, really. Same with like racing. You could be a really good driver, but unless you've got the actual financials to support yourself through the season, and also obviously if you get written off by another team or something else, by someone crashed your car, you've got to only get another car. You know, things like that could cripple your entire year or season. So just the financial side of it is just crazy. You'd have to be having like, yeah, something like this, almost like this fabrication skills of this level, and to have a shop that's catering to that environment, and to have the spare time and the spare cash to actually go and do that. It's just not viable. You would need to go and essentially race for a team, and that doesn't happen, again, I think, unless you know somebody who knows somebody who then knows somebody, because he owns the company of this company, and he's also got shares in that company, and well, there you go. It just seems to be that. This is nice. It's very nice. Probably a bit too low for the average person, I'd say, but that's very nice. Oh, this is a DE again. Yeah, and they got a good stance with that. I think it's because they've gone lower at the back than the front, but reserved. I mean, it's cool. And it's got high mileage, unless it's kilometers and they've just not bothered to do it, but this is mileage. I mean, the biggest attraction to that would be to basically have a clean build to put a turbo in at this point, I'd imagine. And I think it's been going that way in like Japan for a while now. Like my car's an automatic that's had a turbo swapped into it. Good lord, these were called like mouse traps. These roll bars, because basically it'll kill you. I mean, if you don't die when you roll over anyway, that this bar supposedly will snap your neck. So it amazes me that whenever I see some of these MX5s and stuff, and people are still rolling, like people are still using these, like you never bother to do a quick Google if this is actually sufficient. They're not, basically. It's just very unsafe. Oh, you've still got the polystyrene. Yeah, you get rid of that. Get rid of that shit. Oh, you got nice headlights. I bet they're terrible. I wanted to import some headlights like this. I think it was from the States, but I think my reviews, when I looked at the reviews of them there, they were pretty appalling. God knows why they've taken a picture of the wheel off. Those wheels and tires are awful as well. People do so many terrible choices with these. I'm like, this has got nice, yeah, there you go, turbo. It's got nice wheels on it as well. I've got the old rotor copies. Man, this sensor on the front here was so notorious for braking. It's so fucking annoying. Really brittle sensor. It's broke that a few times. That's cool though. That's kind of thing I'd like really going forward. Wrong steering wheel. Again, that could be a fake steering wheel. Don't like to see it. Which again, I don't really make sense because this car is already tiny. You don't need an extended steering wheel. If anything, you need a flat one, which is like I got. And you've got some dodgy electro thing. You don't need that. You're not going fast enough to need that. Actually, I guess it's turbo, but still, you're probably not going fast enough. Wow, that footwell needs some TLC. Holy shit. The man's never seen a wire brush or a paint can. You can fix that in like in a fucking like 10 minutes. You could fix it. Actually, no, they have. Look, there's like some overspray. There's some like, overspray on the side. Oh, come on. You could do a fucking better job than that. Oh my word. Yeah, this is all. It's a shame actually, because it's got the turbo and everything on it. And you just see the sort of body rust, like stuff like this. And it's no big deal like this. It's an age-related mux, but you can fix this. You can tidy that up. It takes like a few minutes at best. Oh, God, and you need a new roof. Oh, my days. Yeah, I'd buy it. I'd buy it for the channel to have some fun with. $4.5 grand. Yeah, that's perfect. I'd haggle you to about 4, but yeah, I'd take it. Absolutely no problem. Another white one. It's very nice. Good. Someone's taken some good pictures. I like that. £3,200. Again, it's more like it. No engine. Wait, is this mine? Mine had a yellow. Mine was initially a yellow car. I think it was a J Limited, but people didn't like that. Man, engine swapping these things are so easy. You know, cool. They're basically the wheels I had as well. That's J Reg as well, but it's not mine. Unless that's actually could be a private plate. You've got a custom bar on the back there. Some really weird ideas with some of these. It's almost like if you combined all of these together, you would actually have yourself a really nice car. Just like picked parts from all of these different customized ones. I think I'm going to leave it there. What are we at? 42 minutes. We could have gone further into it, but if you enjoyed this, please leave a like. I don't know if anyone's really going to watch this fight. It's just mainly me browsing and waffling, but it might be entertaining for you. So again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.